weeks after I lost the baby, my sister told my husband to try it with me instead, since my womb isn't rotten like hers. I lost a pregnancy this winter, late enough that we already had a name picked out and a folded stack of small clothes sitting in the closet. My husband Idris and I were wrecked by it. For a while we barely spoke. We held on to each other and got through the days one at a time. My family knew. They came around with food and sat with us, and I was grateful, or I thought I was, until my younger sister Noor showed her real face. Noor has always wanted what I have. She wanted my grades, then my job, then my husband, and she never hid it well. At my wedding she gave a toast that was really about herself, and everyone laughed and called it charming. I let it go, because that is what you do with Noor. You let it go, and people tell you that you are the reasonable one, and nothing ever changes. 2 weeks after we lost the baby, at a dinner my mother put together to cheer me up, Noor sat down across from Idris and said in front of everyone, "You know, Idris, you should just try it with me instead. My womb is not rotten like hers." The table went quiet. I thought I misheard. My mother said, "Noor." Noor said, "What? I am only being helpful. He clearly wants a baby and she cannot give him one. I can. It makes sense." Idris put down his fork and said, "Do not ever speak about my wife that way again." Noor said, "I am giving you an option. Do not get sensitive." She said sensitive to the man whose child had died 14 days earlier. I could not make a sound. Idris took my hand under the table and said, "There is nothing wrong with my wife, and if there were, it would be none of your business, and you would be the last person on earth I would go to." Noor rolled her eyes and said, "You say that now." I waited for my family to throw her out of the house. That is not what happened. My mother Juliana said, "Noor did not mean it like that. She has a hard time with words." My aunt Arya said, "She is just worried you two will not have children. She loves you." They made excuses for her. At the dinner meant to comfort me. My own family sanded down the cruelest thing my sister had ever said so nobody would have to deal with her. Noor sat there being defended and looked at me across the table with a small pleased expression, because she had said the worst possible thing and was being told she meant well. It did not stop at dinner. Noor had found her opening and she kept at it. She started texting Idris directly. "Just so you know, the offer stands. She does not have to find out." Idris showed me every single message the day it came in, and he told me he wanted nothing to do with her, and I believed him, because he was the one steady thing left. But Noor would not quit. At the next family gathering she told Juliana, loud enough for me to hear, "I am just saying, if he wants a real family someday, I am right here, and I work fine." Juliana said, "That is sweet of you to offer, honey, but let us not upset your sister." Sweet of her to offer to take my husband, because my body had lost our baby. My mother called that sweet. Every time I tried to explain how sick it made me, someone told me Noor did not mean it, that I was raw right now, that I should not read into my sister trying to help. Noor won every room. She said the worst thing a person could say, and my family handed her a soft landing every time, and the softer they were, the bolder she got. She started sitting too close to Idris at dinners. She would say, "When Idris and I have kids," as a joke, and laugh, and my relatives would laugh with her because it was easier than telling her to stop. Idris moved away from her every time and told her plainly to knock it off, and she treated his no like it was a game she was winning. I felt like I was losing my mind watching my family treat my sister circling my husband as a quirky phase she would grow out of. The turn came at a big family lunch a month later. Grandparents, cousins, everyone. Noor was in top form. She had decided that the way to sell herself was to run down my body and build up her own. She said at the table, "I just think it is practical."